Well, good afternoon everybody, and what a scorcher we've got here today. Wow, it is some warm. We're looking at plus 30s today, so it's going to be a scorcher. All's good, all's okay in the pond, fish are all well, they're all good at the moment. Lilies are still growing like mad. I've got to get in there and get them thinned back a bit. They still keep sinking me flowers. There's one managed to hang on there, I see, and there's another one coming over the back there, so whether they'll survive or not I'm not sure. That one's been tipped on its side by the looks of it, so not sure how long it'll last. The grass in that plant there, it's a lovely plant by the way, but boy it does grow. I'll try to keep out the light, but boy it does grow. The grass in the centre I have taken out. That was just smothering it, it was growing all through the grass and everything, so I've taken that out and just let the plant do what it wants. Apart from that, at the start of the season, that little bit in there was just a twig and I just shoved it in when I did all the plants, and it's growing like mad. It's really taken, it'll soon do them irises I think. But all's good in there, pond's all well, fish are all good. What I do want to show you is the old Sieve filter. See what I've done in there with the lid off. What I'm actually trying in there is a 90. As you can see I've got a 90 on there just to see how that performs. And to be quite honest, it's going quite well. It could be doing with being a little bit further back up here. I could cut a bit of pipe off and bring it further back if I was going to use it regular. But I just wanted to know how that goes, really. Down there, if you can see, it's just getting a little bit. I have changed to my old type control valve. I was using this. What I've actually done is turn it the other way up, and I'm now using it as a gate valve, and that is my modification. As you will see, it's much more responsive. If I start to push this arm down, you will see that arm drop looking for more water, and then if I open it up you'll see it come back up again. Here it comes, much more responsive than it was. A lot better. Here it comes back up again. Now it's getting the flow, and it will keep a regular flow going through that sieve. So I've sorted that out, so I have been busy, but all's working well in there. I just thought I'd try a 90 out of a matter of interest. It does work, but it leaves a little bit more algae around the sides of it where the other one didn't. But it does work, works fine. It probably wouldn't leave them bits round here if I brought it back further, but I don't want to cut any pipe off because it actually fits what I use, which is this. But as you know, I do keep experimenting and keep trying different things. While I was doing that modification, I obviously had it all shut down, and I had another little play with the pump because it got quite noisy. I've resettled it, retightened all the Jubilee clips up, and I can hardly hear it. I can hardly hear it at all. So it was just the way I'd got it in the actual sieve filter. But it's fine now. I can hardly hear a sound from it. Okay, what I want to do now is up in the filter house here, sort this bodge up here that I lashed up a bit quick just to get it up and running. I've got my 90s now, I've got all my bits, so I'm going to have a go at fixing that now, get that sorted out. I'm a little job doing today, all the little jobs. I don't want to do too much because it's plus 30 here. So I'm just going to do all the little bits and pieces that I've been trying to get done for ages. Okay, and there we go. Plumbed as it should be. Into the return, back to the pond. That's made a much better job of it. All sorted. So now if I want to top my pond up, I just press the button And I don't know whether you can see that down there. Off it goes. See if I can show you something. That is now topping up back to the pond. A nice trickle into the return water. Just nice. I've got it running for 10 minutes. I might up it to 20 actually, because that is only a slow trickle, so it doesn't put a lot on the pond when I use it, so I might just up it a little bit. I want it just to top the pond up by about ½ inch, so whatever time it takes I can adjust that now, and I can forget it. I won't leave it running again, which is the object of this exercise, but it's all done and finished. We'll just have a quick look at the temperature. Bear with us, but it is absolutely roasting here. If we can get a look here. Blimey, 38 degrees we've got on the thermometer. It is gorgeous. Mind you, you don't want to be doing much, I must say. You don't want to be doing a lot of work in this lot. But the weather is beautiful. Well, good afternoon everybody, and I should like to say all's good in the pond, but unfortunately it's not. I said to the wife a while back, a week or more ago, just over, when we feed the koi, had she noticed Nelly coming up to feed? Because I hadn't seen her for a while. This is one of the problems with lilies, your fish can get out of sight. But the wife thought she'd seen her a couple of days before that, so I didn't worry too much, and still didn't see her coming up to feed. So I had a fish about and I found her. So we'll just go across to the quarantine tank. And in here, I'm not going to do too much because I don't want to upset her and upskittle her. And I'm not going to mess her about, she's in there. I'm just trying to let her chill out. She's actually well bloated. Her body's twice the width it should be. Don't know whether you'll be able to see down there, but her head's a lot narrower than her body is. And now she's swimming round okay. She's not feeding still, but she's moving about. Her scales have started to raise one side, so we had the vet in and she confirmed what I thought. She's got dropsy. This is where the liver or kidneys fail. She was a rescue, sort of a rescue koi when I got her. I did buy her off the people because she was in a pond about 10 foot by 4 foot and had jumped out twice. She'd got damage on her side and she had actually hurt one eye. So I did treat her and got her back and got her fighting fit, and she's been in my pond ever since. That must have been 7 years ago probably, and she's actually the one that had the babies. But unfortunately we've got this problem. What it is water retention. She's not clearing the water from her body because her liver or kidneys aren't working properly, liver probably, and being as they're not functioning, she's retaining the water. So what I've done, I've whipped her out and I've got her in here, and she is under a salt treatment. I don't think we're going to save her. As the vet said, eventually they will pack up completely, and that'll be a lot. She doesn't seem in any discomfort at the moment. She does go up and down the tank. She seems to come to me when I come to the tank. She comes near where I am. But there's also one of her eyes is raised as well now, which is another factor of it. I'm going to give her a few days in here, and if there's no improvement at all, I'm just going to give her a chance at least. If there's no improvement at all, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put her down. I can't see her suffer. I've got to give her a chance. I feel like I've got to give her a chance and see if we can do anything. So she's in salt water. Hopefully that will reduce the fluids in her body. She still won't feed though at the moment. But as you can see, she's moving about alright. She's not just dropped on the bottom still and not moving. Hopefully something happens, but she's a big old fish to lose. I don't know whether you can get any sort of comparison. She's a long way away, but that's my hand. She is a big old girl. She's well over 2 foot. Yeah, so not all good at the moment, I'm afraid. I really don't know. I think deep down I know what I've got to do, but I would like to think I'd try to give her a bit of a chance. A bit hard, but we'll see how she goes over the next 2 or 3 days. If she starts to look worse, I will actually take her out and put her down. I don't want her suffering, but like I say, she's moving about and swimming up and down fine at the moment. So not good news, guys, I'm afraid. Not when you lose a fish that big. Well, losing any fish is bad, but there you go. We shall have to ride the storm and see how things go. Well, morning, guys. I'm not going to say good morning because it's an absolute disaster here. I don't know whether, well, I should imagine you can hear it, but over the fence they've got a digger levelling off the ground. Building work is starting on the field next door, and oh, it's horrendous. We've had no rain here for days and everything is just getting covered. We cleaned this yesterday. Everything, the seats and everything is just getting covered in dirt. The paths are covered. We had the windows open for a start yesterday morning because we didn't realise what was going on. But I did shoot up and shut them when I saw the dust coming over, but it was too late. We spent all night last night dusting, cleaning, washing, polishing, oh, in the house. It all got in the house. It's all on the paths. I don't know whether the camera will pick it up, but it's on the paths and absolutely everywhere. The dustbins are absolutely covered in it. I don't know how long this is going to go on, but it's an absolute nightmare. They're giving us, it's going to be 34, it's morning here at the moment, so I don't even know if I'm going to bother taking the net off my pond. It's the first time I've ever prayed for a good thunderstorm. I could do with a real good thunderstorm at the minute, dousing that lot down next door. But let's have a look at Nelly, just to see how she's getting on. Bless her, she has been swimming about this morning. She's not had much to eat today. It does float in that corner, that's where she gets it from. Come on, Nell. Come on, Nell. Come on, girl. Ain't coming up. No, she's not in the mood, but she has been swimming about this morning. She's had a little bit to eat, and the food's there if she wants it, she can get it. But I don't know whether you got a good look at her last time. She's definitely a little bit thinner, but that's probably the salt taking the water out of her system. So I'm not going to do anything about it yet, not while she's tending to look a bit better. Her scales have gone down quite a lot as well, because they were really stuck up. So I don't know. It's just going to be a matter of keeping an eye on her and keeping this clean with all this dust coming over the fence. Nightmare city at the moment, I'm afraid. The pond's okay, apart from being a little bit, water's a little bit cloudy for all this dust that's coming over. I'm going to have to try to vac it out if I can, but the pond's all good, nothing wrong in there. Fish all look good, so all's good at the moment. I don't know whether you guys can see that's coming over. I can't believe it, there's clouds of it coming over. But all the blooming flies coming out of all them weeds that have grown. I don't think it can get any worse than this. I shouldn't say that, should I? It's like a fog down the yard. I'm certainly not going to get anything done outside, that is a fact. I'm not going out breathing this lot in. It's all I need. Well, good afternoon everybody. Well, afternoon, it's nearly tea time actually. But we'll just nip and have a look in here just to see what the pond temperature is really. All this down here, I'm just testing the water in Nelly's tank, and as you can see it's gone a bit green in the quarantine tank, so I'll have to do a water change on that. But we've got 24.2 centigrade, so it's been a warm one, and with all that dust coming over the fence, absolutely horrendous. So there you go, so we're running 24, it's a good temperature. the fish are eating quite well. Everything else, I don't know whether you guys have noticed, but with this weather being 32, 34, my pump started running hot. So what I've actually done is got my heater out the shed and just got the fan on. But this sort of weather, keep your eye on your pumps because they can run hot, these things. Just a quick mention, just in case you don't want them overheating. So I've just stuck my fan on. It's been on today while it was hot. It's cooled down quite a lot now, so I can actually switch it off, I suppose. So I'll switch that off and we can do with it, I think. But yeah, just keep your eye on your pumps. You don't want them overheating. Everything else in here is brilliant, spot on. I've got the protein skimmer, I've got that to empty, ready for tonight again. It's night time when it really does fetch the dirt out. Daytime, when the sun's on the pond, we don't get a lot at all, but night time, through the night, it really does make quite a bit of skimming. Well, what I'm doing here is I'm just working out what bits I need to plumb into the bottom of the moving bed. I'm going to plumb in somewhere about here and then come along, and the pump I'm going to have about here and then up and into the actual protein skimmer. So that'll be the inlet sorted out, and then the outlet I should just bring down. I should probably shorten this a little bit, bring it down across and into near the pond return on the other side, so that I go in there and it's facing the actual outlet for the pond return. So most of the water that comes from the skimmer will go straight back to the pond. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. I'm just working out, I've got my one-way valve, I've got my bulkhead, the pump's in there, and it's just the outflow from the other side into the actual protein skimmer I'm working on at the moment. What I'm doing, I'm just figuring everything out. Once I get that sorted out, obviously I've got to drain the moving bed down to do this and get the bulkhead fitting in there. So I've got to have all the pond shut down for that, but once I've got that connected I can strike everything back up again. But that's what I'm working on at the moment. The protein skimmer's been that good, and as you can see, that's what it took out last night. I don't know whether you can see the dirt in there, but it's taking that out on a nightly basis and a little bit through the day. But that's what I'm working on at the moment, getting all this protein skimmer connected up properly. Well guys, just a quick update on Nelly. Her body size is nearly back to normal. The scales are just slightly raised now, nowhere near like they were, and she's feeding. She's a lot different fish than she was when I put in here. She's gone right up yon end out of the way now. Yeah, I can't believe it. She is a lot better than when I first put her in here. Like I say, her body size has really gone down. She's just about back to normal. She does seem to like the flow of water up that end. All the air in the water there, that's probably doing her a little bit of good. But she's moving about, she's swimming about, and she's eating. So hopefully we're doing some good, I can't believe it. So yeah, she's up and down the tank, swimming up and down the tank. Quite lively actually. I did a water change this morning. I'm taking water from the pond and then just topping the pond back up slowly. But she's about, she's lively, a totally different fish to when I put her in there, so the salt treatment must be doing some good. I stood in here this morning and I looked up as I heard something scratching, and along the top of this fence ran a squirrel. Round here, right next to me, jumped in that tree and went up the tree. That's the first time I've seen a squirrel here. But yeah, a little grey squirrel come running along the top of the fence, took one look at me and went up the tree. I don't blame it. But yeah, I think we've definitely made an improvement. Certainly looking a lot better than she did when we put her in here. I've had the hose out and hosed the yard and the tables and everything down again. I've got rid of all the dust at the moment, dust and dirt, but they've gone. They've not been there for 3 or 4 days now, so we're not sure what's going on. It's changed hands twice. So who's building what, we really don't know at the minute. But we're dust free at the moment, thank goodness. Anyway guys, it's that time again, I'm afraid. I'm going to bring this video to an end. Sorry if it's not been very educational and I've been showing you all my problems, but hopefully we'll get them sorted out. Look upwards and onwards from here on, hopefully. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Do take care, and as always, happy ponding.